decided that I would learn to play the banjo because I felt that I needed to. I'm learning how to play it in different positions. It's gonna be a work in progress. But I figured it's been really good getting more and more connected with what I knew in another lifetime. But I'm still trying to figure out where all the notes are. Because I feel like when I know where the notes are, then I can do things that make more sense. And I'm supposed to be getting a piano today. It's almost like this was the week where all the things came to light almost. And then out of that, I'm going to get myself like I knew everything. I drew tarot cards. One was like the Nine of Pentacles, and it's like it's like a comfortable home, like the manifestation of like physical things. And then there's the Hierophant, and it was shown as a crow with a key. So then I thought, well, it's the person, on their journey. And then what was the other card I saw? A Nine of Cups, which is like the manifestation of spiritual fulfillment. And then I also get to thinking, well, there's two nines in there. And then I get to thinking about, Beethoven 9 was such a big deal back then because it took a while for that thing to like be completed. And I thought if it took many years to complete something like that, maybe there could be a 10th symphony. Somebody said that they were that Beethoven was trying to do a 10th symphony and didn't really wasn't able to finish it because the guy died. So then I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if there could be a 10th symphony? That would be great. Like a 10th symphony. That would be so cool. That would be nice. It would be like fun stuff, man. And trying to get used to where all these things are on the banjo. I don't know. It like cuz I struggled with music when I was growing up, and a big part of that was because I had no confidence in myself. I started playing saxophone in 5th grade, and the experience wasn't like I didn't really practice a whole lot, and I didn't really learn very much. I wasn't very engaged, but I did like the instrument. And it's just I didn't really practice the scales, the things, the foundations, the building blocks of saxophone. So I kind of just goofed around. When I got into 5th grade band, I've gotten to realize, hey, there's a lot that I don't know, and I had to teach myself how to play saxophone. But for whatever reason, it's like I never really developed an ear for music, and I kept getting frustrated because it's like, why can't I, listen? Why can't I hear anything? And it sounded very like inaccurate. Like somebody would tell me, like whatever note that was. And then it's like, well, I couldn't hear that it was an A. And because I couldn't hear that it was an A, that this A was also that A, but they both just sounded a little different because of the thickness of the string versus the thinness of the string. It's like I could not tell that that was A. Like, because to me it sounded too, like, fuzzy. Like, I couldn't really identify the pitch of it. And so I thought about what my friend told me, and she's told me, she's like, well, you should try to tap into your ear chakras a bit more. And the chakra systems are all over our body. You know, they're everywhere. And if they're not healthy, you know, we lose track of where they're at, what they do, and we just feel like disconnected and like discombobulated, and this like state of being is not supposed to be how we are, but people have gotten so used to being that way. And music is great therapy. Um, it's great therapy because you're supposed to just enjoy it. You know, you're not really supposed to just, you know, judge people for their lack of playing ability. And it's like everybody's got to start somewhere and learn. Like, I have to learn something. Whoops. And then there's different positions on this fretboard, and I'm like, it's fascinating. Just get good at one scale, get good at it in different places, and you start recognizing where notes are. And I don't yet, I don't recognize where notes are, because when I start like thinking too much about it, I start closing my ears up again. And I noticed that. And for the longest time, I'm 30, I'm 37. I'm going to be 38 in December. For a long time, ever since I was in 5th grade, I had to wonder why my ears did not really like train onto the sound and to like recognize it. And it's relating to like a previous lifetime, not the one immediately before this life. I found it very interesting that the big reason why my ears get so like closed up is because I had, well, they call it a disability, which, yeah, because it was brought on about, you know, having something in my body that kind of exacerbated things, like, you know, with my ears and whatnot. And so it's like, okay, so based on the past life that I remembered, I went deaf and I could not hear anything the same way, and it made me really miserable. And I can remember that feeling. It it hurt. I remember that feeling where it's almost like I was shut off from human experience, where the purpose that I lived for was suddenly beginning to slip out of my grip. And it was bewildering because it was the one thing that kept me going, even through the ups and downs, through the friendships that formed and broke apart, through the drama involved with these relationships, through, you know, love that never formed, through the abuse, through whatever. Is the music was like the glue, the foundation to everything that I was in that one life. I just thought, how interesting that our past life could radically impact us in this day. A phobia does not just come out of nowhere, it comes from somewhere. And I talked about it in one of the videos that I made. but I thought it would be nice to get good at banjo. And it would be nice to actually play something very well. And then I thought I could save up money, or I can learn to do it myself. I could get a piano tuned up, and then I can hammer away on piano like a I don't know, like a weirdo. But I'm excited. So I decided to begin the journey on banjo. I do have a hand pan drum over there. Wait, maybe I can show you. There it is, right there. The hand pan drum, the spaceship jibby. I do have that over there, but I figured if I get real good at banjo and just train my ear and just to start not closing everything up and to just relax into it and to just embody the knowledge that I had in that previous life, then I could make music. And this music would come in time for all the mayhem that's going to come in 2026. Like, it's going to be horrendous. And I figured I can practice a lot because I know what it is like to practice, just to practice diligently. I went to college for music, but I didn't wholly enjoy the experience because I always felt like they didn't really teach to what I needed. It was like a standardized form of education that kind of just missed a bunch of needs that I had, and then I was out of luck. Like, if I had to have the courage to talk to a tutor, but even then didn't want to talk to a tutor because sometimes I just felt the energy of people and it just did not feel welcoming. I just felt like an outcast. Like, I didn't feel like I belonged there because I just felt, the way people carried this ego about themselves and the way that they treated one another. And I thought, well, it was not a comfortable experience. And last night thought about somebody that I went to school with that I haven't seen her. It's like in many years, but for whatever reason, her name came up in my mind, and I just thought, well, there must be a reason to it, and it's probably a sad reason, because it did feel like a pretty sad reason, but at the same time, it felt like closure. So even though what led up to the point was kind of sad, but essentially she said that she made that decision in confidence. Like, she made the decision she made, and she basically wanted to apologize to people that she knew that felt really bad, for her suddenly going missing and then not wanting to really have contact with them. And overall, the feeling I got was, I'm sorry, I'm okay, I'm sorry. And it was like, that was it, is maybe people could get closure. I don't know. Because it didn't feel like such a bad thing. I mean, I know people come and go in this world. But that makes me think, it's like, you shouldn't, restrict yourself in such a way that you can't connect with people. It's like, you don't know how long a person's going to be in this world. You don't know if they're going to be gone the next moment, the next day, the next week, the next year. You don't even know. You don't know what goes on, within the cranium. And I'm just hoping that through music that I could do something like great. I'm trying to like just ease into it. or not think? Fee sol. it, I'm very inclined to use solfege. For whatever reason, I'm just naturally using solfege. Like in college, solfege was like bothersome because I didn't hear the intonation right. But now that I'm hearing it better, solfege feels more natural. So I can understand why they use solfege in college because that was so frustrating. So like, do, ti, do, and la, and do. It these like it's just to describe like where they are in the scale, but to be able to use any scale, it doesn't always have to begin on C, begin on D or G or A or F or E. Like you could use any scale, and through the different solfege that you use, you know that it's raised or flat, or double raised if you know the scale, or you get what I mean. If you know music, you get what I mean. Like, I'm not articulating it very well, but I do a lot of what I do is through intuition. And I think that's what kind of confused people about a certain composer back in the days, because he was an inventive person, but they didn't realize that he was a visionary. And to be a visionary, you'd have to have intuition. And ideas didn't just, you know, come from random places. It's like different moments, like different moments in time. Just and that's why some music was best done on a walk, because you can listen to different things. You can be in a different moment, and you can string moments together. And music is a lot like branching pathways. It's like a story that you could tell. You can tell it in different ways. There's different kinds of languages that we use. Music's just a language. It's a bunch of frequencies. And I'll let you know if I come up with something good on the banjo, and then I can play it on camera and not feel real awkward and weird about it. Like, I don't feel super awkward and weird, but when I get like overly like uptight or just like not relaxed, I start goofing around with the notes and being like ah. But if I'm relaxed, it's a little more natural, but slow, because I'm not a virtuoso or si, whatever. I'm not virtuous yet on this instrument, but hey, it's a start. This is like the third day of me just, you know, plucking away at it and not really, being intensely regimented about it, because that was not comfortable. I tell you, like, there are some kids that don't need that really intense regimented playing. It's like they just need to be able to do things and just do it intuitively. Some kids just need that intuitive exploration of the instrument. But anyway, I'm rambling, and I'll see you later.